What up? My name is Rob, and I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. This is on the Sick One to Sobriety, and we're gonna get into how I used to feed my addiction when I wasn't working. We're gonna get into how I ended up having a encounter with loss prevention, and that kind of steered me into like a different direction that I didn't expect to go to, if I'm being honest. So let's get into it. Tweakers like me are not one of a kind. We are not unique. This hustle, we call it a hustle, is done by so many motherfuckers. I got put onto it, right? We used to go to different places, and I was dumb enough to go in there and come up on stuff. My favorite things, for some reason, and if it was just easy for me, I felt comfortable doing it, was to come up on earphones. The Skull Candy, back in the day, was a Skull Candy. Those were the ones that were popping. And they used to be like 20, $25 each pair. I used to get like two or three. And what we used to do is get those two or three, walk out, and go to that same place down the street and return it. And it was just like the little, and we'd get it, return it, no receipts needed. You get a gift card. But the thing is that you have to have an ID. And who's the stupid one that's willing to show their ID? This guy. What has two thumbs and is a dumbass willing to show their ID when they have to return something that they came up on? This guy. I couldn't point with my other thumb because of the microphone, But so that was me. I was the volunteer. So whenever somebody came up on anything, they'd be like, "Hey, Rob, let's go." I was like, "But this is there was a catch. You could only return something at the same place three times. They had a three strikes in your out rule." And I remember it was fucking embarrassing when the third time I went, they looked at me like, dog, this is your third time at this place returning something. And the thing is, it was in all the systems for all the same places all over town. So I couldn't do it no more. I would burn myself like that. So now we would try a whole different place. You know what I'm saying? And we would come up on stuff over there. We used to come up on this, like brass tubings that were like $15, and they were just small. You could just put them in your pocket, maybe get like five or six at a time, and then did the same thing. Run my three chances out, and but we would get money. We would get those freaking. We'd take them to this one place, get gift card. Right, we'd get Ospreys, return them, get gift cards, take them to this one check cashing place in Chula Vista, and they'd give us cash for it. I mean, it was a big burn, but we would get the cash and we would come up. Never did I ever feel like I was gonna get caught. I used to wear my lucky jacket. I had a lucky jacket that would help me come up because my jacket was so old. It had a hole in it in one of the pockets, so I was able to slide whatever I had. I was able to slide it into the pocket and then throw it to like the back of my jacket, and it would just like float back there. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was like the ultimate come up. And I used to love it because it used to give me a rush. It used to make me feel alive. You know what I'm saying? And I loved it. But then I had an encounter that kind of changed my mentality, and it stopped me from ever coming up ever again. Because honestly, I did get embarrassed, and it was fucked up. So we went to this one clothing store, and we're in there, me and my boy, looking like burnt. We're all fucking oily on the sick one. We're fucking bummy looking. And we're just walking around, like Segun looking for. They don't have clothes my size in there. What the fuck? Like, what am I looking for? They don't have nothing my size there. And I'm in there, and I find the belt. Why wasn't it come up on the belt? I don't know. All I do is wear basketball shorts. So why would I want a belt for? I come up on the belt. I stuff it in my fucking pocket. I don't know how, but I ended up separated from my homie. And that's all we went for. That's all I came up on the belt and we are walking out already. And as soon as I walk out, loss prevention fucking pull up on me, hit me with the badge. I'm like, oh. I started laughing. I was like, no fucking way, dog. I fucking got caught stealing. What's my mama gonna say? I was just like, what the fuck, dude? They take me to the little the loss prevention office. They have cameras everywhere, and I was like, you guys don't need to show me on camera doing this. I was like, can I just take this thing out of my pocket and just give it back to you guys? And they're like, yeah, bust it out. And I busted it out, gave it to them, and they're like, look, normally we call the cops on shoplifters. And now, when I heard that, se me bajó la azúcar, güey. And I was just like, no, they're going to call the fucking cops on me. I was like, this is not the way I want to go to jail. I didn't know the consequences. I didn't know what it really. I still, up to this day, I don't know what kind of consequences you have for coming up on the belt. From what I hear, it's not that bad. But back then, it was a little bit different. So I was just like, no. And then he's like, the loss prevention guy, he's like, but he's like, since you're being really cool, you're being cooperative, we're gonna skip that part. He's like, just give us your ID. We're gonna give you a trespassing, whatever. We're gonna put your picture right here for security. So if you ever come back, we're definitely gonna call the cops on you. I was like, oh yeah, here's my ID. I give him my ID real quick. He's like, okay, cool, we did it. He's like, sign here, and just making a promise that you'll never come back to the store. And I was like, cool, signed it. Never coming back to the store. It was far away from the apartments anyway, so why would I ever be there? And time passed by, months passed by, and my mom confronts me, right? God damn. She's like, she's like, Ron, why the fuck do I have, well, she never used bad words, right? She's like, why do I have this letter in my hand? And I was like, because you go through my mail, lady. Any grown up that lives with their parents, you assume you already know that they're gonna go through your mail. So I was like, well, you go through my mail. She's like, yeah, but what is it? And I was like, well, it says right there the name of the store. She's like, so why are they sending you a ticket that you owe them money for coming up on the goddamn belt? And I was like, no. She's like, you're a thief now? This is how low you've come? And I was just like, damn. Burning me out, dog. I have no idea whatever happened to that. I didn't pay no, I ain't paying no fine to no fucking bullshit store. Fuck out of here, shit. You can turn that some bitch sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass. I ain't pay. I don't even got $5 to buy a sack. You think I'm gonna pay whatever they were trying to charge me, man? Fuck out of here. But that interaction with those guys made me realize how fucked up, how fucked up the road I was really going down. Like I'm fucking stealing, like, and I was only sorry because I got caught. If I didn't get caught, I would have kept on going, to be honest. But it was a good thing that I got caught because that was the last time that I ever stole something from any type of store. I wasn't willing to go in no more. I wasn't willing to do anything to come up. It made me realize, like, dude, like, my addiction is getting out of control. I'm willing to go be this slow. Like, I remember looking down on thieves. Like, dude, these guys are pieces of shit. And I became a thief myself just to support my addiction. And it's just crazy to the extremes that a drug addict like me is willing to go to get high. Porque la neta, pues, está cabrón, güey. La pinche loquera está cabrón.